Welcome to episode 19 of the Outta Bounds Podcast. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we are a man short this week, but it's all good, though. It's all good because we're going to pick it up for our boy Noah Austin. Shout out to him. He'll be back next week. But for right now, you're going to be rocking with the duo. I go by the name of Ladale, the fashionista, manager editor here at True Agriculture Magazine, as well as the James Harden at this Big Three operations. And alongside me is the man in the middle, Mr. Donnie. Do not call me Donovan Wilkins. How you doing today, brother?
Well, I told you off camera the problems that I'm dealing with right now, but
Okay, so for the sake of content and filling time on the episode, let's go over some of those problems that you don't mind. Like, what's some of the problems? Like, let's let our Tuck family out there know what's going on.
Well, stupid fucking FedEx shipping company.
Fetish?
That's what they should be called. Yeah, fucking assholes. They lost my fucking camera equipment that I needed for the upcoming music festival that I'm going to. So I'm dealing with them. They said they delivered it at 9 a.m. I'm like, well, where the fuck it's at? And then the camera website is saying something different, that it's still in transit. FedEx is saying that it's been delivered. So somebody owes me fucking money and a free camera. And
a free camera. See, that's the problem. Black people always want free shit.
Yeah. I paid $40 for 2-day shipping. I want that back.
That's
I want
your
my
fault.
shipping. I want everything. I want the whole shit back and give me a new fucking camera.
That's your wait. Hold on. Time out. So you want your money back? You want your shipping back?
And I want that. Yeah.
And you want the camera for free?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
You want reparations too?
Nah, I'm not for reparations.
Like, you want all this shit for free? Like,
yeah, because they fucking lost my shit. Like, this is like work.
But how do you know that it's lost if it's still in transit?
Because I have two fucking companies telling me different things. I have the fucking camera company telling me that it's still being shipped. It's in the process of shipping, but I have FedEx saying that it's been delivered. So somebody's lying and somebody's going to catch a case.
Did you bother to check the tracking number?
Yes.
And what does it say?
It has been delivered.
So it was delivered and you just wasn't around to answer your door.
I wasn't around to answer my door. They don't got to knock. All they got to do is just leave the package there. And I live in a white neighborhood, okay? I live in South Philadelphia, but on the white side. So,
why you sound so proud to say that? Like, I live in a white neighborhood.
Come on, let's
nigga,
who would it? So
wow,
a black man in a white neighborhood.
Okay, so do you associate being a part of a black neighborhood? Do you associate black neighborhoods for a bad neighborhood? Is a predominantly black neighborhood to you a bad neighborhood?
In terms of Philadelphia, yes. Because they're all fucking ghetto hood, rundown. Yeah.
And is it safe to say that you feel safer around white people?
No, I feel safer because cops patrol this area a lot. So
wait, why are cops patrolling the area a lot if it's white people? Because
it's sort of like near the tourists. Like near Pat's and Geno's and stuff like that. So
so the cops are patrolling around to protect the property.
Yeah, exactly.
Got you.
And nobody's gonna try shit, even though fucking Walgreens gets robbed like 24/7. But that's neither here nor there. Wait, what? Yeah, there's a Walgreens at the end of my block that's always being reported as robbed, or somebody got stabbed, or somebody pulled a gun, or it's just, I don't know. Yeah.
Who you think did it?
I don't know. I don't go to the place. I go to Rite Aid across the street.
Wait, so is Rite Aid the place with the white cashiers?
No, they're black.
Okay.
I'm not anti-black. That's what you're getting.
Oh my god.
But like I said, I'm just waiting for FedEx to figure out what the fuck they did with my shit. But yeah, I'm good.
But then you also said that you went to the park. So how do you know that that wasn't delivered when you went out to the park?
Because I told you off camera that I went to the park 2 hours prior to this. They said they delivered it at 9:22 a.m. Even if they did deliver it,
What time zone?
Eastern Standard. What the fuck you mean? What time zone? What do you mean with time zone?
I'm just trying to figure out where your package is at. I'm trying to help you.
No, you're not. You're trying to accuse me of not being here for my package when I told you. I live on a block where a bunch of people get packages, and
Except for you.
No, I usually get my packages, but nobody has an
Not
incentive
today.
to steal the packages.
No, not today.
But yeah, I honestly I don't know where the fuck it is. I just know I need my camera equipment for the festival. That's all I do.
Maybe somebody jack your shit.
Nobody jacks shit on this block.
Because it's predominantly white.
Yes.
But if it was predominantly black, if I said maybe somebody jack your shit, you would basically be like, maybe.
Yeah, and if I brought Jordans, but nobody's going to fucking go.
So you associate black people with theft.
No, I don't. But I'm saying if it was something of value, no black person is going to take my camera equipment.
Why not? Well, I don't want no black person.
So you want my shit to be stolen?
No, I don't. I'll just say, like, for you to say nobody's gonna take it, like, you ever heard like people flip shit all the time?
Nobody's flipping a fucking Canon AE1 program. They go for like $150.
Bro, that just sounded like chemistry to me. Like, numbers. I got overwhelmed. I ain't gonna like what?
Look, man, look.
You just made your camera sound like it was a PS2 or some shit.
It basically is. Like I can literally it doesn't go for much because they're so cheap.
Got you. Well, I hope you find your package, man. But I personally think that it was delivered just that due to maybe your negligence, you just did not receive it.
What do you mean my negligence? All they do is it's not a high priority. It's not a high priority package. All they gotta do is just leave. They can leave it in front of my door, and I've never had a problem before. So
is that normally how they leave your packages?
Yeah, usually if it's like if it was a laptop or something like that, then I'll like need a signature or something like that. But it's a like a low quality package in their eyes. I think what they did was they scanned it early in the evening, early in the morning, and never delivered it. Because I hear stories of drivers like scanning packages early to like meet their quota or something like that, and then delivering the packages later. So maybe they did that, but it's fucking 6:31, so I don't know. I'm supposed to be waiting on the text from them.
Damn. I mean, baby is at the facility.
I don't know where the fuck it is, but I need my shit. That's all.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, maybe you could have been in a bathroom or something, and they probably knocked on your door. Like, you never know, or maybe they left it with a neighbor.
I don't need to meet them face to face to receive the package. They leave it on the front doorstep.
Maybe this was a new delivery guy. It was his first day. He didn't know what to do.
I don't give a fuck who it was. I need my package. That's all.
Okay, so basically we're at the point where like you want your money back, you want the shipping back, and you want the camera all for free.
Yes, absolutely, everything.
That's not how the world works.
Look, I don't know what else to do. Because I sure as hell ain't gonna purchase it again. And then have 2 cameras delivered.
Sell one of them.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, bro, you gotta think like a hustler, bro. Like that would have been my first. Is if I get 2 cameras and they're both the same, I'm selling the other.
Yeah, that's true. That does make sense.
I mean, y'all Philly niggas, y'all don't think about these type of things. Like,
No, they do. It's just I don't. I didn't grow up in the ghetto.
I'm trying to figure out how to process this right here because, like, you make it sound like
you said that hustle mentality. I'm like, I technically grew up in the ghetto, but not really because I moved to the ghetto light, the light version of the ghetto, like in Albany.
And what would you consider be like ghetto light?
Where my neighbors was a white woman and the girl across the street was white. And I had a Catholic school around the corner from me.
And that's ghetto to you?
No, I mean, I still grew up in Albany, but it wasn't as bad as it was when I was young. Now it's bad. Now they have like shootings every other day. But yeah, I mean, it was close to a park. Like it was close to like community services and stuff like that. Like it was still Philadelphia and still like in the ghetto, but I was on a nice block. Like I had 2 white people. And the white people don't live in the ghetto unless they're going to yoga.
It's just the fact that you associate white people with safety. That's just funny to me.
Yeah, because no white people are going to move to the ghetto. Especially like
you'll be surprised. Family. You'll be surprised. If white people start moving into the ghetto, that means that the ghetto is no longer the ghetto.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some girl jogging a couple of blocks down the street. I'm like, oh well, that's new.
It's like me as a part of me be a part of South Bronx, right? I'm not sure you ever took like the 6 train, or because you've been to New York before, like the 6 to 4 to 5, like that whole line. It's like when you see like a white person and it's like way past like the Midtown, it's like going into the Bronx. And basically, like it's past 125th Street, and it's still on the train. Right. You start looking around like, "Are you lost?" It's kind of like that type of thing. So that's what I say. If I start seeing a whole bunch of people, like, I don't take the train no more. But like, if I start seeing like a whole bunch of people like on the train past like 125th going to the Bronx, that's why I basically know. Okay, like they basically get all the hood people up out of here.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So all in all, just want my package.
I feel you. Speaking of getting up out of here, let's get into our NFL Week 2 best and worst. Now, in terms of me for the best, as you know, like for me, it's definitely the Baltimore Ravens. My boys, they came through last night. I didn't have faith that they did. I'm a poor fan in that regard. I was kind of upset with Lamar Jackson because he threw like 2 first quarter interceptions, including a pick 6. So I'm like, damn, like what's going on with my quarterback? But we pulled it off at the end. Somehow, some way, we pulled it off, and my boy Lamar Jackson finally got the monkey off his back, and he beat Patrick Mahomes head to head. What was your thoughts on that matchup last night?
It was great. I mean, I'm not sure if it was a very high scoring offense between both teams or the defense just sucked all around. But I mean, I think when you have 2 players like that, Lamar Jackson, who's basically a team all by himself, and Patrick Mahomes, who can sling it any given day of the goddamn week, you're going to have like a game like that. So, I mean, I thought it was fun. It was probably an early candidate for a game of the year.
So you think it was better than the Monday Night Football game between the Ravens and the Raiders?
Yes. 100% better.
I mean, I'm glad you say that, but me, like, I could be biased, like, oh, like, this game was better because we won the game, but that Monday Night Football game, that was just an emotional roller coaster. To me, that's the game of the year so far. basically all the primetime games so far has been great. The
Yeah.
Cowboys Bucks, the season opener, the Sunday night football game between the Rams and the Bears, that wasn't really too much. But the Monday night game between the Ravens and the Raiders, and then this past Thursday night game between the Giants and the Washington football team, that was pretty dope. And then last night's game, but then obviously at the time of this recording, this has been recorded before tonight's Monday night football game between the Packers and the Lions. But hopefully that'll be a good game as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still pulling for Derrick Henry. He's leading the
For your
NFL's.
fantasy purpose, fantasy
I
team,
mean, of
fantasy
course. I mean, the dude got me 45 points yesterday. But yeah, for fantasy purposes, and I don't know, I just don't want him to take a step back.
I remember last time I played fantasy football, it was like 2012. I actually won the league. I believe out the year Adrian Peterson ran for like over 2,000 yards, and I had him on my team. But I just don't really understand the appeal for fantasy football like that. Like I be getting flabbergasted sometimes when I be talking with people, and it happens all the time. Like one of my closest friends, Danny's, he always be like, "Well, like I had this guy on my fantasy team. I need him to get this many points." I'm like, "Nigga, like I just want my team to win the game. Like I don't care about
Yeah,
like the fact that like a player my team is on your fantasy team. Like nah, I want my team to win. Like
yeah, I
that's
would
the
have
best."
agreed with you maybe 10 years ago. But after getting into it and winning in my first time in a fantasy league, shout out to Kendall, by the way, for trading me Sam Bradford for Cam Newton in his MVP season, which won me the Super Bowl. So
Sam Bradford, man, that's a name.
that's a name won't speak of in Philadelphia.
He
But
was, they changed the rookie pay scale after he got paid. Because I remember like the year Cam Newton came out the year after, and Cam Newton thought he was gonna get like the big bag his rookie year, but they basically like went to that was around the time of like the NFL lockout, I believe,
yeah,
and then they basically went to tell like, nah, we paying these rookies too much money. So Sam Bradford is still the highest paid number one overall pick in NFL history, and he's out the
yeah,
league right now.
yeah.
Dude came in the league in 2010. It's only 2012. There's
He got
quarterbacks
by
that
on subpar. Good performance.
I think he's a pretty decent quarterback. I know he played for the Eagles at one point in time.
He wasn't the worst, but he
He wasn't
definitely
bad.
wasn't our
Like
best.
he was accurate, but just that he didn't really take chances like that throwing the
Yeah.
football. That was his thing. But speaking of, taking chances, and like I said earlier, get up out of here. I've pretty much fucked up my own segue, but it's all good. Well, how do you feel about the Jacksonville Jaguars? Like right now, they are 0-2. Urban Meyer's 0-2 as head coach so far. The Jaguars, and they the football on the field hasn't been too pretty. No, so what are your thoughts as far like Urban Meyer, Trevor Lawrence, his performance so far? He had a rough game. He was the only rookie quarterback to have a rough game yesterday. Zach Wilson for the Jets had 4 picks. Justin Fields came in for release for the Andy Dalton. I believe he threw a pick as well. But small
Yeah.
sample size with him. But how we feeling about Urban Meyer so far? 2 games into his tenure as the Jacksonville Jaguars head coach.
I think a lot of people are still questioning his ability to coach at this level. Um, it's definitely not for every college
It's like
coach.
I know you're like about 3, 4 years younger than me because
Mhm.
I'll be 31 soon. I believe you just turned 27, right, this year.
Yeah,
So I'm about 4 years older than you. But this is like remind me of Steve Spurrier back in like 2002. Because Steve Spurrier, he was like a legendary head coach at the University of Florida, won national championships and all that, Heisman Trophy winners. Just like with Urban Meyer, when Florida, Ohio State, great quarterback these national championship teams. Steve Spurrier gets to Washington first year, and they were terrible. I don't remember the record, but I know they definitely didn't win that many games. I know
yeah,
that for a fact. But it started to look exactly like I know it's only 2 games, but it started to look a whole lot like Steve Spurrier back in like 2002, 19 years ago. So
yeah. I
uh,
mean, even a little bit recent than that, in Philadelphia,
Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly was another one who dominated the league for the first year, but came back and everybody figured him out, and now he's coaching.
Hold on.
Damn.
I would get that for you.
All I know is he fucked up our team.
I think he's at UC. Yeah, he's at UCLA.
Yeah, he fucked up our team and then dipped. So,
but y'all want to see? That's what I said. Like Philly niggas, y'all are never grateful. Yes, he fucked up your team at dip, but soon after you got Doug Peterson, and you won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, which to this day I don't really understand. The front office made it seem like it was either Carson Wentz or Peterson. One of them had to go, and we ended up losing both. So, I mean, I would rather have Doug Peterson. The thing is, you just don't fire.
Wait, hold on. Seaspur actually wasn't that bad. He went 7-9 his first year in Washington and 5-11 his second year, so he wasn't that bad.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you just don't fire your coach that got you your first Super Bowl, or you
hold on. I told you this, but then you want him fired.
No,
we had a debate about this.
I believe I wanted Carson Wentz gone, but I did agree with you when we ended up with nothing. We don't have our we don't have our quarterback that took us to the Super Bowl because of reasons that nobody's really clear on, and we don't have our coach who took us to the Super Bowl. So I will agree with what you said. Philly fans never grateful.
Y'all never won the Super Bowl. Y'all basically
one bad year, and we're ready to write off the two important pieces to our Super Bowl run. And yeah, so I will agree with that. It's just I think the way it went down was just stupid as shit, and we should have kept at least one of them.
Okay, well, right now we're 2 games in to the Eagles season. You guys been competitive in both games.
Yeah.
You know, basically, like they called back a touchdown during the game yesterday against the 49ers.
Regular. Yeah.
That basically fucked up the momentum of the game, and you guys never recovered from that since. But what's your assessment of the Philadelphia Eagles? Like, what's your assessment of Nick Sirianni, his job so far as head coach, and Jalen Hurts as your starting quarterback?
I think Nick is doing an okay job. Let's be realistic. The Eagles weren't going 17-0. That just wasn't going to happen.
Oh, for sure. Hell no.
So I'm looking at the comments of the Eagles fans, and here we go with this. Like, I'm starting to see where everybody calls us toxic from. And these guys are just ready to write off our coach and the quarterback, who've done so far so good. I think it's just our defense need to manage the tempo a little bit better.
What?
Defense.
You said defense.
I feel like I'm slurring a lot of
words. You sound like you're a Molly.
Because my mind is elsewhere on this fucking package and stuff like that. But yeah.
So this is gonna be a short episode, man. We're gonna get you up out of here. That way you can focus on your package.
But I think they're doing a pretty good job.
You hell to FedEx.
Yeah. I think they're doing a good job. Okay. I don't see nothing wrong with it. It's not time to write them off just yet.
And although he's not here, but I know if he was here, I think I kind of figured with Noah say it was like the worst for the week. And that'd definitely be Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons, you know. They just look really bad right now, man. Like they did, like there's a part in the game yesterday against Tampa Bay where it got kind of competitive, but Matt Ryan's throwing picks.
I think everybody knows now that it's time for him to go. You guys are in the midst of a reboot. You have a good wide receiver core. You have a star tight end. You have a star wide receiver. You have a subpar runner.
I mean, in the new age of the NFL, running backs don't really. which I hate to say because I love me some running backs. Like running back, like my favorite football player of all time is on the offensive side, Marshall Faulk. On the defensive side, is Ray Lewis and Reed. But on the offensive side, Marshall Faulk is my favorite running back of all time. So it pains me to say that the running back position don't matter in the NFL anymore because like you could just plug anybody off the street and then you still have a running game. Like, look at Baltimore yesterday. Baltimore ran for over 200 yards. Lamar had 100 of those. But
I was say, yeah.
but we got an undrafted second year running back out of BYU, Tyson Williams. He's balling right now. Like Devontae Freeman had 2 carries yesterday for like over 20 yards. You know, Latavius Murray, basically fresh into the system. He's running pretty good. So like you can just plug running backs in and out anywhere. The thing with Atlanta, they don't have a pass rush. No defense whatsoever.
That but
Deion
which they tried to rectify in the draft.
Deion Jones is a solid middle linebacker. AJ Terrell, the second year corner out of Clemson, he has potential, but they don't have no safeties and they don't have no pass rush and stuff. Like in this league, you need that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I think it's time if you're going to do a reboot. Matt Ryan isn't the guy that you want still on the team.
But where will he go? Because this is about
get him the fuck out of here.
Because this is about like every team just about has their quarterback. Like what you could say to like what Denver maybe
Texans,
but Teddy Bridgewater doing pretty good. But they rebuilding. So why take on a veteran quarterback? You could argue the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, but I think they got Tula.
He's hurt. He broke his. I think he like injured his ribs yesterday, so he's hurt. He hasn't been looking too good. He's not even a captain. You know that's crazy. But they basically hand out captain patches to just about anybody in the NFL today. But Tua Tagovailoa, he's like the only quarterback from his class, you know, that's not a captain on the team. Trevor Lawrence is a rookie. He's a captain on the Jaguars. Zach Wilson, rookie captain on the Jets. Now, granted, that says a lot about those franchises because neither quarterback has looked too good 2 weeks into the season. But
questionable.
The fact that here you are in your second year, Ryan Fitzpatrick basically was supposed to be your backup. He took the job from you. I bet you was sharing starting quarterback duties toward the end of last season. Here you are, the clear-cut starter, and you still cannot command the respect of your locker room, of your coaching stats for them to appoint you as the team captain. That says a lot right there in regards to Tua. So I think Matt Ryan, I could definitely see Miami as a potential home for Matt Ryan because the defense is just about there, and they had the weapons at receiver.
Yeah, it just sucks that you guys, because you're obviously not going to release Matt Ryan. That's just something you don't do. So you're going to have to trade with him. They should have took a quarterback last year's draft.
This year's draft, what that just passed, I'm assuming that's what you meant. Like they took Kyle Pitts at tight. They could have took Justice Fields. They could have, but I don't. But like I was saying last week in regards to Matt Ryan, like I could kind of understand the attachment to him. Because the fact that granted, Michael Vick is an icon. Like when you think of Atlanta football, there's 2 names that immediately come to mind for me: Michael Vick and Deion Sanders. If I was to say a third, Julio Jones.
Okay, all right. I'll put Tony Gonzalez in that top 5. You don't think so?
Top 5? Nah, I can't do that. I can't. This is crazy because it's not supposed to be an all-time list, but fuck it, for the sake of content, for the time. This is my top 5 in terms of like Atlanta football. In terms of like status, as far as like career-wise, importance to the franchise, I'll say Matt Ryan, number 1, because he won the league MVP. He took him to the Super Bowl. He's the great. On paper, statistically, he's the greatest quarterback in Atlanta Falcons history. Number 2, I'll say Michael Vick for the cultural impact and basically put Atlanta forward back on the map. Third, Deion Sanders. Prime time, like come on, it's Deion Sanders.
You're right. I totally forgot about him.
Number four, Julio Jones, greatest wide receiver in Atlanta Falcons history. And then number 5, this might be a name that you are unfamiliar with because you're kind of a youngin, even though you're not that much younger than me. But there's a middle linebacker named Jesse Tuggle, who's a very important, vital piece of that Atlanta defense in the late '80s and into the '90s. So I think he'll round up my top 5. And then outside the top 5, I'll say Roddy White because he basically is the precursor to Julio. So Roddy White would be my 6th guy. And then 7, fucking mic drop. That's 7, Michael Turner.
Okay.
And then I'll probably go Tony Gonzalez at number 8. Well, I think of Tony Gonzalez. I think of Tony Gonzalez in Kansas City rather than
Yeah, I was gonna say he
LA.
did play most of his career in Kansas.
Even though Travis Kelsey, like the way that dude play, he might be the greatest tight end in Chiefs history with all said and done. So there you go on that. But I could kind of get the attachment to Matt Ryan. Like I said, all-time leading passer in franchise history. Took it to the Super Bowl, MVP, the only league MVP in the history of the franchise. I get the attachment to him, but it's like it's time for a rebuild. Like he been there since 2008. I remember him and Joe Flacco. Those were two like the big time quarterbacks out of that 2008 draft class. Joe Flacco's not in Baltimore no more, and he won us the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's not to say that Matt Ryan is trash. It's just
He's not trash. He's
the way the league is moving, and with these new age quarterbacks, and you as the Falcons trying to like re-jump your franchise because you never really recovered from that humility from that Super Bowl loss against the Patriots. It's time to let him go. Yeah, you're right. Come on. Yeah. And I think the fans agree.
Yeah, so I don't think he'll be traded this year because you don't really see quarterback traded during the season. Like that typically does not happen. But in the off season, depending on how things go with Tua, which I don't think is gonna be good, I could definitely see the Miami Dolphins, trying to make a run at Matt Ryan. They can't get Deshaun Watson due to like legal issues or whatnot. Then I think Matt Ryan would be a nice little backup plan for them.
Yeah.
Now, in regards to like best or worst of the week, because like I said, my best of the week was obviously the Baltimore Ravens. Second week for the LA Rams, it kind of got a little scary against the Colts, but we was able to pull that out. So those are my 2 best. My worst, like I said, Urban Meyer, the Jaguars, they look like a mess right now. The Jets are looking like a mess because clearly Sam Darnold wasn't the issue. Clearly Sam Darnold was not the issue because he's pretty much been balling pretty good at Carolina. So something wrong with the infrastructure at the Jets. I don't know because Zach Wilson, he's not looking too good right now. Even though it's hard to tell with these rookie quarterbacks, but right now we live in an age with rookie quarterbacks like you really up front and you got somebody.
Yeah, it's now within like the first 5 weeks, you know what type of quarterback you have on your hands.
I remember when Lamar when he took over as starting quarterback for Flacco, like it was immediately known that okay, like yeah, this is our guy. Because the Raiders we was like 4 or 5 or 4 or 6 something like that before Lamar took over, and then he just willed us to the playoffs.
Right.
So all right, yeah, we know this is our guy. The next year he won league MVP. Patrick Mahomes. He didn't play his rookie year, but as soon as he got the chance, like when they shipped Alex Smith out, Mahomes got in. What did he do? He won league MVP.
Right. Yeah.
So like, basically, like, look at fucking Justin Herbert, what he did last year with the LA Chargers. No's team, like he looked pretty good, won rookie of the year. So it's basically like when you have a quarterback, But right now, 2 weeks in, Trevor Lawrence is not looking too good. They played the Houston Texans, which is not a good football team. The Denver Broncos, well, at least on paper they're not. The Denver Broncos, which is kind of like solid defense, but not to really be too
not an intimidating team. Yeah.
Yeah. The Jets, they play Miami week 1, which is a solid team, but like nothing to be too worried about. And then the Patriots, so like basically like they're in a rebuild in a sense. They still have a pretty good defense. Stephon Gilmore is like one of the best corners in the league, but still like the Jets, like your quarterback should not be looking this bad.
Yeah.
So
especially your franchise guy.
Right. So those are my worst of the week. So for you, like, what would you say was the best and the worst from you for week 2?
I think I will say for the best is obviously Tom Brady with his 5 touchdowns.
Oh my God, that dude go play into his 50s at this point.
At, at this point, it's not even fair.
I,
And
I
then,
I I give up hating on Tom Brady. You know how like sometimes you guys might be like, oh my God, like I'm hating on Chris Paul. I don't hate on Chris Paul. Chris Paul is not. He's just not that guy. He's just not. But in the case of Tom Brady, like I'm done hating on the man. Like the dude, like he got his MVPs, he got his Super Bowls. He proved that he could win without Belichick. There's nothing at this point. There's nothing. Even
yeah,
like with LeBron James, I really can't. Even though I think like they basically stacking a team and they look at they won a championship this year. Okay, to me, I don't really put him ahead of Jordan or anything like that. But I can't shit on LeBron because he won in Miami, he won in Cleveland, and he did what all greats are supposed to do when they go to the Lakers, and that's win the chip. So ain't really so much I can say about LeBron no more. Same case with Brady. Like, dude won without Belichick, and he's like what 45 years old. Like, you gotta give it to the man.
right. So yeah, and for my worst, it would probably be. I wouldn't say he's necessarily the worst, but for you to give up the game like that, it's just crazy. Joe Burrow, who threw for 207 yards and 2 touchdowns, granted, but those 3 interceptions, man, you can't forgive that.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm with you on that. So as you know, like week 2 of the NFL season is not officially over just yet. Like I said earlier, this episode was recorded before tonight's Monday Night Football game between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. But let's give a score prediction. Something that we could look back on going to next week's episode. Now, last week, I basically said that the Ravens was gonna win. It didn't happen. I believe Noah was the only one that. Wait, did you also predict the Raiders to beat the Ravens?
Yeah, I predicted the Ravens to win, I believe.
Okay, so we're both on one on Monday Night Football predictions. No third eye Austin, he's 1-0. And he basically got it to around the correct score margin, like it was within 3 points. So props him on that.
I said it was a low scoring game, but I totally forgot who was playing. So
Yeah. So would you say your score prediction for this Lions Packers game? Because last week, even though Detroit they lost week 1 against the San Francisco 49ers, they looked it pretty good. So they won on style points because the game was more competitive. People thought it was. It was a blow initially, but they fought back. The Green Bay Packers looked trash in week 1. Funny enough, the New Orleans Saints came back this week and had a similar bad performance that the Packers had against them. So maybe we have to hold up on the whole Jameis being, redeemed narrative that I had going last week. So what would be your score predictions for tonight's matchup between the Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers?
it depends on what kind of quarterback we get out of Aaron Rodgers. Is he going to continue this destroy with from within against the Packers, or is he going to come out balling? Um, Either way, I predict that the game will be 27-21 in favor of the Green Bay Packers.
Okay. Um. Hmm. I believe the game is in Lambeau Field, so this is a home game for Green Bay.
Yeah,
But
but at the end of the day, it comes down to what Aaron Rodgers is going to do.
yeah, yeah, that's another thing too. Because are we gonna get the Aaron Rodgers that clearly don't give a fuck? Kind of like how last week he just did not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get that Aaron Rodgers on prime time? I don't really think so. Like, I think the game is gonna be closer than what people think. Cause I think Dan Campbell, I see that he has a great hand on this Detroit Lions team, and he's basically shifting the culture. It's gonna be a team that's not gonna give up. They're gonna fight for 60 minutes. But I
Mhm.
don't think they. I think it comes down to talent wise, they just fall short there. So I'm gonna go 31-17. No, 31-20 Green Bay Packers. I think Aaron
Oh
Rodgers will
wow.
redeem himself. Yes, sir. All right. So with that said, that basically concludes our best and worst of this week. In week 2 of the NFL. So let's get to our last segment of the show, the 2 minute drill, and I think this week should definitely keep it within the 2 minute time frame because
Yeah.
last week we kind of went over like we had an episode in its own with the 2 minute drill with our Russell Westbrook, topic. But
Right.
how are we feeling so far in regards to like Carmelo Anthony not being featured in the top half of the Sports Illustrated top 100 NBA players going to the 2021-2022 season?
Looking at the list, I, I don't know if Sports Illustrated has a vendetta against him, but they got players like Kevin Herter on there. I think Derrick
No, Hurt
Rose.
is not on the list. Hurt is not on the list.
Oh, did I get the name wrong?
No, he was a snub. They have Larry Nance Jr. is on the list. Tim Hardaway Jr. is on the list. Jonathan Isaac is on the list. Evan Fournier, who I have no problem with him, he's on the list. So yeah, those are the guys that's ahead. Notable guys that are ahead of Melo.
Yeah. So I think in terms of play style, I think Melo has redeemed himself in the eyes of the league and fans who never really doubted him.
And Ivica Zubac for the Clippers, he's on the list.
Yeah, so you got players like that I guess you could say is one small step above Melo in terms of being a role player. But just to not have him on the list after balling for the past 2 seasons is just
To me, that's just
absolute.
disrespectful.
Yeah.
It's disrespectful because Carmelo Anthony, like let's be fair, he's not hoodie Melo anymore. You know what I'm saying?
No.
He's not Olympic Melo, he's not all-star Melo, but he's still one of I think he's a solid role player. Like he's a key contributor off the bench in terms of scoring. Like last season he averaged 13 points per game, 3 rebounds, shot 42% from the field, and just under 41% from just under 41% from 3 and 89% from the free throw line. Like, how is that not top 100 worthy? That's crazy to me.
Right. So I don't know what Sports Illustrated is doing in terms of ranking their list, but yeah, it's disrespect. And it's something Melo has been with since he like decided to be blackballed.
Yeah, and the fact that the dude basically had to go on ESPN first take to call like job to like appeal, just to appeal to save his job. That was crazy to me.
Yeah,
that was crazy to me. But I don't saying that I don't think there's 100 guys in the league better than Carmelo Anthony. Like I'm not saying he's top 50. Okay, he's definitely not.
Yeah, like when you think about it, 100 players, that's a lot to say that are better than Melo. I just don't believe that.
Like per 36 minutes, he averaged 19.7 points per game last year per 36 minutes. You know, like there's not. I'm not sure there's other players in that top 100 list that they're not giving that type of production. You know, per 36.
Right.
That's just not happening. So I don't know, but who do you think would be number one on the list? Because by the time we get to next week's episode, the number one spot will be taken. So who would you say is number one?
It's either going to be the obvious choice of the three: LeBron, Kevin
LeBron's
Durant.
not number one. Get the fuck out of here.
You know how the media loves to favor this guy.
He's not gonna be. If he was really favored like that, he would be getting more league MVPs than what he's gotten. I don't think he's gonna be number one. I think it's gonna come down to either Kevin Durant or Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, that was going to be my other two choices. Either going to be those three, or it might just be that order: Kevin Durant, Giannis, and LeBron.
It shouldn't, because for me it's KD number one. And this is just based off last season. I'm just going off of last season, not turning like pure skill and like that. But KD number one, Giannis number two. So you gotta get the Finals MVP up there. Number three, I'll say is probably damn, this is where it gets tricky. I want to say Steph Curry. I am gonna say Steph Curry. Four, I'll probably say is Nikola Jokic. 5, Luka Doncic. 6, Anthony Davis. 7, LeBron James. 8, James Harden. 9, Damian Lillard. 10, maybe Jason Tatum.
I was waiting. I was waiting on the edge of my seat to see if you say Embiid. You motherfucker. You're not putting Embiid in the
Oh, I
top
forgot.
10.
I forgot about Embiid. Yeah. All right. So yeah, Embiid. Who I'll take out though? I'll take out Kyrie Irving and I'll put Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
So I'll put Embiid in Kyrie Irving's spot. I did forget about Embiid for sure.
Disrespectfully receives, man.
All right. Before we wrap this up, where do you think Ben Simmons is gonna land on the list?
He's got to be.
Wait, hold on. Where do you think he's gonna land? Versus, and also, where do you think he should land?
He's probably going to land in the top 20.
That's too high.
You think it's too high?
That's too high. I could name 20 players off the top of my head better than him, easily, with no hesitation.
It depends on what they're looking at.
I'm gonna give you it all. In no particular, KD, Giannis, Steph, Jokic, LeBron, Luka, AD, Harden. That's 9 names so far, right? Embiid, Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum, Zion Williamson. That's 13 so far. 14, I'll say Devin Booker. 15, I will go Paul George. 16, Kawhi Leonard. But
So
now
we're
I'll
so
get
we're
into no particular order. 16, Kawhi Leonard. 17, I will go Jaylen Brown. 18, I will go Jimmy Butler. 19, I'll go Bradley Beal. And 20, I'll go Kyrie Irving.
so you saying so what you're putting him top 30 or top 40? Because I'm thinking
I'll put
low 30s.
I'll put top. Yeah, top. He'll be in the high end of the top 30s for me. He'll be no higher than 37.
Yeah, okay, all right. I can see that. Like I said, it depends on what they're looking at. If they're looking at last season and
Cause I ain't get to Ja Morant.
right, exactly.
I ain't get to Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, there's like tons of people better than Ben Simmons.
I ain't get to Bam Adebayo.
But he was runner up for
I ain't get to
Klay Thompson.
I ain't get to Klay Thompson.
Well, Klay Thompson didn't play last year.
But he's still like, come on, I'll still take Klay Thompson on one leg over Ben Simmons.
Look, you said for last year's. I'm just saying.
I ain't get to Karl Anthony Towns. I ain't get to Anthony Edwards Jr. I ain't get to LaMelo Ball. I ain't get to Colin Sexton. I ain't get to De'Aaron Fox. I ain't get to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I ain't get to I'll put I'll put Julius Randle over Ben Simmons too.
No,
because at least he could score.
So can Ben Simmons.
No, he can't.
Yes, he can.
Ben Simmons,
I think you mean at least Julius Randle can shoot. Because Ben Simmons can score.
Randle can't shoot either. He think he could shoot. He can't shoot either. But Randle has a more complete.
He's been getting better though. He's been getting better, but yeah.
Randle has a more complete offensive package. Oh yeah, Chris Middleton. I haven't said Chris Middleton. I'll take Chris Middleton over Ben Simmons too, and Trae Young.
Yeah. So Ben Simmons can't shoot, but he can
Pascal
score.
Siakam. Simmons cannot score, bro. Let's stop that narrative. If you do never average 18 a game in a season, how can he score?
He can score. What's your definition of scoring?
Since I'm not talking about a dude that just get easy layups and dunks. Because that's the case, then you know what?
Okay, all right then. So you're talking about shooting. So let's change the wording. Ben Simmons can't shoot, and I will agree with you. But he can score.
No.
He can attack the basket.
Bro, when I think of scores, right, I think of dudes with moves. I'm thinking of dudes with a pack like Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, Damian
You're
Lillard,
thinking
Bradley Beal.
playmakers, right?
No, not so much playmaker. I'm talking about dude with like an offensive bag with moves, knows how to get in the spots and score and shoot
Shoot.
off
Okay.
of a defense. I'm not talking about like, oh my god, like pick and roll, like free lays in the basket, dunk, layup.
Okay. All right. Because I was about to say, Ben Simmons is a huge mismatch at the guard position against anybody.
And still can't
And
average 18.
hey, look, I'm not agree. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Dude
I'm just saying,
averages
change your wording.
no, bro. I don't have to change my word because it's heavily implied when somebody say like, "All right, this person is a scorer." You know what they're talking about. It's not somebody. Oh, like the person could give me 2 points. DeAndre Jordan could give me 2 points. All I
No,
gotta do is
but
score a
I'm
lot.
saying Ben Simmons, if he wanted to, he can easily be a. He is a triple double machine when he plays right. There's only
Everybody
there,
gets triple doubles in the NBA now.
oh, there's only 4 players higher than him on the most triple doubles list. That includes Luka Doncic, Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, and I think
And
James Harden.
Luca's been in the league 2 years fewer, or 2 or 3 years fewer than. And
Yeah,
he's high,
because he can shoot.
bro. No, this is different between a scorer and a shooter. A shooter is someone like a Joe Harris, a Kyle Korver, a JJ Redick.
Spot up shooter.
Yeah, those are shooters, spot up shooters. A scorer is somebody that plays like kind of like with post moves, jab hesitations, fadeaway jumpers, can draw fouls, get to the line, hit some free throws, pad their point totals. That's like a scorer.
Yeah,
Don,
I would consider Ben Simmons a, a low grade playmaker.
yeah, that's what he is. A low grade playmaker, top elite defender. That's what he
Yeah,
is.
okay, I'll give you that. Yeah,
It's not a scorer. And to me, like that's not what puts you in the top 25, top 30 players. Just having that type of repertoire. Because
yeah,
I
not
can
in
get
today's NBA.
definitely not. But that basically conclude. Well, we'll see where he land next week's episode. I'm not sure we have a debate on that.
Yeah,
But for right now, let's plug ourselves on the way out, brother. So let everybody know where they can find you on social media. And all that.
yeah. You can follow my social media down below. Make sure you follow Knowles Austin's social media down below.
Yes, yes, yes. And as for me, you can find me at Ladale the Fashionista on Instagram. I also moderate the True Urban Culture IG page, so you can find us there at True Urban Culture. And hit me up in regards to any event coverages, interview coverages, anything like that. I'll be the guy to basically help put that together for you guys. So, hope you guys enjoyed this week's edition of the Out of Bounds podcast. We'll be back in full strength, God's willing, next week. We'll be back to our big three. But I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Enjoy tonight's Monday night football game. Hopefully, we're right. Hopefully, I'm right in my predictions. Hopefully, I'm
I'm
right.
just hoping to see an entertaining game from Aaron
Well,
Rodgers.
Well, all the games have been entertaining so far in prime time, for the exception of the Rams and the Bears. So hopefully we'll get a good game. But until next week, you guys, hope you guys have a wonderful week. And also let us know in regards to like what's your best and worst from week 2 of the NFL, as well as do you believe Carmelo Anthony belong on the top 100 list? If so, where would you slide him? And is Ben Simmons a top 30 player in the NBA? So I look forward to any feedback from you guys. So until next time, we catch you guys same time, same place next week. Have a good one, y'all.